But in terms of race, it didn't feel outside to me.
You said that as a kid, prior to 5th grade, you liked to make up not just stories, but outright lies. Was that from having such an active imagination, the Jacqueline Woodson who would grow into the writer, or did you just want to get away with stuff?
Both. I think that's a great question. It was both. I love telling stories. I love engaging with people that way and seeing the wonder that came when I had these fantastic stories that kept them listening to me. And it felt like my own life wasn't that interesting, that I had to exaggerate it to make it something that would interest others. But I just love story, and I loved getting away with it. I loved when I told crazy stories about what I'd done and people believed it, and I guess I did it well back then.
Did you ever think of becoming a politician instead of a writer? No, I'm just kidding. You have written, for those who don't know your work, all kinds of stories about all kinds of people. You care about diversity and having different kinds of people, certainly young black and brown characters, so kids of color can see themselves reflected in literature. You've talked about that. But I don't think you call yourself an activist exactly. Correct me if I'm wrong. But how do the ideas of writing for equity and writing for artistry intersect for you, if that's something you even think about?
I do consider myself an activist. I consider myself an activist through my writing because it's a way of getting myself first to think about something other than what is, or other than what we believe to be true all the time. I started writing because because I love writing, but also I started writing books with people of color because I was growing up and those books weren't in our libraries, in our classrooms, and I didn't understand why my existence as a person of color was erased from literature. And so at that time, did I know that was activism, that I was activated to do that? No.